everybody's ready, we'll go ahead and get started. We do have the microphone for questions. Y'all good in the back? All right, Coach.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Great win, once again, great win for the Noles on this past Saturday. By far one of our most complete games this season. Again, not where we know we want to be, but our football team is making improvements, and we're seeing it each week, and we need to consistently make improvement as we move forward. Have a great challenge in front of us here at home this Saturday versus the defending ACC champions, Clemson Tigers, and what an opportunity for us. We're really excited about it, and more excited about it because we have it here at Doak Campbell, and look forward to having the crowd there to help us this Saturday at noon. So go to bed early at night, fans. Make sure you're there nice and early.
All right, questions? We'll start with Ira.
Willie, Florida State hasn't dominated an ACC opponent like that really in a couple of years. What do you think, particularly in the second and third quarters, you guys, it was complete domination. What can that do for the players, just having that experience?
Well, I think if our players just look at the overall improvement that we're doing each and every week, they're seeing we're getting closer and closer every week to being what we felt we could be at the beginning of the year. And if we continue to make those improvements each day and each week, we'll ultimately see and what we can be on a consistent basis. And that's the challenge for our team now, is to be able to do that consistently. But we got to continue to improve, continue to do the things we did to prepare for that game like that, and continue to make the adjustments that we have to when we're playing an opponent at the halftime. But I thought for the most part throughout the season, defensively, our guys are really playing well in the second half. And it was good to see our offense come out of the halftime and score some points in the third quarter, something we hadn't done. So just consistent improvement, and I think as we consistently improve, our guys consistently gain confidence in themselves and what they're capable of doing.
Go to Deshaun on the right.
Coach, I have a two-part question. After Saturday, Brian Burns, now he's the second in the country in sacks. What's it like having somebody that productive on the line? And then secondly, last week he said something that he wants to improve on is he wants to become more vocal as a leader. How would you describe his leadership?
It was great to have one of those guys on your team as a pass rusher and not going against you first and foremost. Again, he's one of the leaders on our defense. He leads our football team. And Brian's one of those guys. He leads by example. And I do like when he speaks, but when he speaks, he say things that everybody needs to hear. But he's one of those guys going to give you 100% at everything he does. He's not going to complain about anything. He's a kid that hasn't missed not one practice since I've been here. He enjoyed practicing and getting better, and it speaks value of what this team makes things of him by voting him captain. So personally, I don't think he necessarily needs to be more vocal. We just need to continue to be Brian. I think he's exactly what we need on our football team.
Kurt.
It wasn't a perfect performance. There were a couple penalties in there, but the second time this year, offensive line didn't give up a sack. How much improvement are you kind of seeing, even with still a little shuffling from them as the season goes on?
Well, you see it just from a technique standpoint, and that's why it's getting better. And we're really focusing on that over the last few weeks. So just getting back to day one thing that we do. And not only that, I just think our guys are having a better understanding of what we're trying to do, what we're trying to get accomplished. And now that they have a better understanding, they're not panicking and able to go out there and execute their assignment the way that we need to. But I think that's happening because they have a better feel for what we're doing and understanding of how we're going to get it done. So that's helping. Again, not where we want it to be completely, but we continue to make those improvements like that. We'll get there.
Go to Brendan over here on the left.
Hey Willie, going back to Brian, he's someone that we heard about spring, winter conditioning. I guess, what were your initial impressions of him, and when did you kind of realize that he had someone that could be a leader, a focal point for this program?
Well, with Brian, I saw him play a few times, and from afar when I went here, knew that he was a very talented player, and knew from a football standpoint where we were going to get a very, very talented athlete, but once I got here and got a chance to meet him as a person, I was shocked, you know, because he's everything you want in a student athlete. You know, he's take care of his business off the field and will do the same thing on the football field. It's important to him. He's one of those individuals that came here with high priority, which was academics and football, and he hadn't changed that since he's been here, and he's getting the results behind it.
Wayne?
Clemson's defensive line is one of the best in college football. How difficult is it to prepare for a defense that up front is just equally talented across the board?
I think for us, it's not necessarily difficult to prepare because we have one of the top defensive line in the country as well. So I think going against our guys daily helps our guys. You know, so from that standpoint, I don't think it as difficult. You know, our guys are just as talented as their guys are, and so it helps. You know, and we knew going in that was going to be a strength for us, our D line. You know, so our guys get some good competition daily going against those guys. So they'll be prepared for it.
Coach DeAndre looked pretty sharp overall on Saturday, but there was like 2 plays like in the screen game. I think one where he threw to Trayshawn, and Trayshawn was engaging in a block, and there was nobody there. And then there was one where like Cam almost intercepted it away from you know, the opposition there itself. Are the play calls too similar between their responsibilities, having to run routes and block, or is that just miscommunication? They just need to rep that stuff more to get better.
It's just lack of focus by receivers. Lack of focus on those 2 plays. On the play to Trayshawn, he was going to get the ball. You know, it's just one of the young guys make a mistake, you know, and he's going to learn as he get older. When I got a chance to catch the ball, I'm gonna make sure I'm aware and be there. So that was on that play, and then on the play where he threw it to Cam, I think it's Tamarion Terry should have blocked the linebacker. He didn't block, he blocked the corner instead. So just missed assignment by some young receivers that made up for it, you know.
Go to Gene.
Coach, it looked like a little bit more of the old Cam on Saturday, the one we're used to seeing. What is he doing the last week or 2 that maybe he wasn't doing those first couple of weeks?
Well, I think just from playing wise, I think him being more patient in the run game. When I say patient, just allowing blocks to develop for himself, or more importantly, him helping set up the blocks. I thought early in the year he was pressing and trying to get the home run every time he touched the ball, and wouldn't really let the blocks develop. You know, and just started last week in practice. He started then. I was eavesdropping, listening to him and DeAndre talk one day in practice, and DeAndre was talking to him about some of those things, which I thought was pretty cool, just to hear those guys talking football and how he can be a little more patient. And then he worked on it all week. I think him coming up and watching more film, having a better understanding of what we're doing, helped him and had him become more comfortable with being patient again. And then just his mentality when he came out to practice, he was practicing like he was playing the game, and it showed, and it paid off for him.
And Coach, my weekly question about Landon Dickerson, any chance he's going to play this week, and if not, could he be back this season?
No necessarily timetable to get him back, but Landon won't play this week. Be nice to have him.
Willie, a couple, I guess we know what DeMarcus Christmas and Marvin Wilson do, but we've seen Big Robert Cooper and Corey Durden kind of continue to play more and more. What do those 2 guys bring to the defensive line rotation?
Well, they're very talented. They're I call them big athletes. Some big guys that can run. I mean, you watch Big Marvin run. I mean, he's light on his toes, you know. And but they're very talented, very explosive. Get some pushback, and you know, we feel like pretty 2 of the top defensive tackles in the country. If you ask us, those guys are really, really good, and those guys are really setting the standard of what they want that defensive tackle room to be like. And you see guys like Corey and Fred and all those other guys come. It's a standard of the way they want to play, no matter who's in there. It's good to see, and it's also good to see that our defensive ends playing the way that they play. You know, all those guys made plays for us on Saturday. You know, Brian Burns, get into his groove. I think because he's playing more football, get more in football shape now, it's really helping him, you know, and then just how inspiring, J-Rod played on Saturday, and again, with that young man, we saw that in practice when he came back on that Tuesday. I mean, he was flying around, he was making plays, started with the drill you guys are out there with, the nose drill. He was all over the place, and I think that really inspired his teammates too, to see how he came ready to practice and perform, going through the things he was going through. I think nobody made any excuses and said, hey, let's get out here and just go do what we're supposed to.
What are your impressions of Trevor Lawrence, and I guess what, if anything, can you do to maybe test or make a true freshman quarterback uncomfortable?
Well, he's the real deal. I mean, the kid can make all the throws. You can see what everyone was talking about when they talk about Trevor. He's a heck of a talent. I mean, he's a really good football player. You got to get to him. I mean, that's the thing. You get to him. I think that's the only way you beat guys like that. You got to get to him, and so he can't make all the throws that he's capable of making. But he has some talented receivers out there. And again, you see when he's in there, their offense has become a lot more explosive now. So big challenge for our defense. You know, best quarterback they face this season. I know they'll be up for it.
Kurt?
At linebacker, two guys, Emmett Rice had the sack Saturday, and Saquandre, I know, got out there and made a number of plays. I mean, those aren't guys who kind of at the beginning of the year you thought would be in this position. What's it mean to see them kind of breaking into that now?
It's great to see those guys getting better too and improving just like our team. And it's funny you bring their name up, but to see those guys go and make the plays they're capable of making was big time. Emmett had been battling a knee injury and hadn't been 100%. Been limping around and all, but he got in that game that day. I didn't see not one limp on that sack. You know, it was pretty smooth going in there, attacking. It was good for him to have some success. And for Z, for a kid that played running back and for us to move him over there at linebacker in training camp, we knew he wasn't going to necessarily get there at the beginning of the year, but we felt from a talent standpoint, athletically, he's got a chance to be really, really good at the linebacker position once he learned the position inside out. And each week he's getting better at it. And where our coaches are more comfortable putting him in there, and he showed us on Saturday what he can do out there when he's out there. Very, very athletic.
Wayne?
Clemson set the standard in the ACC over the past few years. As you're trying to rebuild this program, is there stuff you can take away from what they've been doing to try and help you guys out?
Yeah, win. You know, they've been winning, and we got to win. The bottom line, we got to recruit. Win. They've done a great job recruiting and building a culture. Dabo's done a great job of building a culture how he wanted, and you can see it. You go visit the program, you see it by everybody in there, everybody involved in it. Everything they do is towards winning, you know, and helping student athlete, and it's paying off for them, you know. So what can we do? We got to recruit. We got to win. If you want to beat a man, you got to beat the man. So, great opportunity for the Nobles. Looking forward to it. Against a really, really good football team. One of the best college football teams out there. Look at their defense, 9 returning starters. Very challenging. You hear everyone talk about Alabama. Clemson is right up there with them, and they've been in the playoff the last 3 years. So, great football team. Coming to Doak Campbell. We're looking forward to it. Noon, fans, noon. Bed early Friday. Everybody there. I don't want to hear we don't do well at noon games. Those times are over, different. We do very well. So look forward to seeing everyone there on Saturday. Great opportunity for the Nose.
Lane in the back?
You mentioned a lot of the young guys who made impacts against Wake Forest. Is this typically the time of year you expect some of those freshmen and redshirts who haven't had a lot of playing time to kind of pick things up and find themselves with the opportunity to make plays?
Well, I think with all of our players, not just freshmen, but all of them this time of year, you expect for them to be so much better than what they were at the beginning of the year. And I think that's what we're seeing out of some of the younger guys that's playing for us now is they're more comfortable in what they're doing and doing it more consistently enough to where as coaches we feel comfortable put them out in the game so they can make the plays we know they're capable of. I mean, sometimes in practice, those things happen, but it's a little different once you get on the spotlight, you know, and, but our young guys getting in there making plays, showing that the spotlight's not too big for them. You look at just the way Trayshawn was playing in there. I mean, he enjoyed the spotlight. He loved that. So, but that's a good sign for us with those young guys, and we're gonna need for them to continue to make plays for us.
Gene? Coach, I think this was the 7th straight week you've had a different starting combination on the offensive line. We had Derek Kelly at left tackle. Will that streak come to an end this week? Do we have the 5 in place, you think, going forward for this Clemson game?
Well, so far we don't have anybody hurt. You know, I think big part of that was injuries is why you seen those things, and we said it from the beginning. We'd like to have where we have all 5 guys in there, so they can play consistently enough. And we're banking on having the same line we had this past week, and if we can continue that again, I think you're gonna continue to see more improvement out of our offense.
Brendan, over here on the left.
Well, you visited Clemson, I think was it back in 2017, a year or so ago, and you could have visited a bunch of different programs. I guess what about Clemson, other than them winning, you like and respect to the point where you want to go there to see how they do things?
Well, while at South Florida, we developed a good relationship with Tony Elliott, and he came down and spoke with our guys, our team at one of our coaches clinic that we had. He came down and spoke, and got a chance to talk to him and just some of the things they were doing, and a lot of things they were doing. We were doing the same thing at South Florida. When I went out to Oregon, had a chance to go out and spend some time with them and see it firsthand, and was really impressed with just how they do the entire organization. And Coach Sweeney, he's in it for the right reason, which is the student athletes and making sure that they develop as a player and as a human being, and they do a great job with it. And when you look at it, you see some of the things you're doing, and you see the results. You know the things you're doing are right on track, but you also know that they didn't get there in day one. They took them some time to get there, but he stayed the course, and he got it the way he wanted, and now it's a well-oiled machine for him.
And you kind of hinted on it, I think you touched on it previously, that there was some, going there affirmed some things to you that you were doing it the right way as a younger coach. I guess, what were some of those things that did stand out to you that you took away from the time there?
Well, I think it's more culturally than anything, just how you go about doing things with their student athletes, you know, from player development to the way they run their offense and do some things. A lot of when we decided to change our offense, South Florida, Clemson was one of the teams that we talked to and studied a little bit. But I mean, just from every aspect, from a football standpoint to the development standpoint of the student athlete, was really impressive to how they do it. And then just the staff chemistry we had there. I mean, Clemson's one of those staff that not many guys lead, you know, and that's a direct reflection of Coach Sweeney and the coach and the environment that he had there, and that's important, a big reason why they're having success because of the consistency that they have there. So I just think the overall culture that they have, and everyone speaks the same language there, and to me all those are great recipe for winning, and not only winning but winning big, and they're doing it.
All right.
I saw Kalen was down the field before the game. I don't know if he's done that before, and he looked to be in good spirits. Could you just kind of talk about how his rehab's going?
It's going really well. Well, it's going a lot better. I'll say that. He was down and out, of course. He was expecting a big time year. We all was from him, and especially after sitting out, and for that to happen was devastating for him, and we knew that was going to be devastating for him. The kid loves playing football, but he's been rehabbing. He's been around the team more now that he can get around a lot better. I know about a week ago or so he was struggling bending his knee like he wanted to, and had to get some scar tissue off of there. And now he's bending it and walking around. You see the smile on his face. He's dapping you up everywhere. And totally different attitude, you know. And I think a lot of because of the success he's having with his rehab, he see himself coming back. But Haley's in a great place right now, and I know for me, it's great to see him out there with his teammates on the sideline, and excited about just being around.
Kevin in the back.
Coach, according to the game notes here, you guys have the toughest remaining schedule in college football. When you look down that schedule, NC State, Notre Dame, Florida, Clemson, is it daunting, or do you relish those type of opportunities?
Well, for us, that schedule hadn't changed from the beginning of the year. You know, we knew what we had to go against and what we're up against, and to be honest with you, we're not looking at the rest of the schedule. I told our team, we're not going to get ahead of ourselves. We're going to stay. I think our task ahead of us right now is important enough not to go ahead. I mean, we have a big time game this week against Clemson, and again, that would be a lack of respect to move forward and go to any game before that. You know, so we're focusing on Clemson, and we're going to take each one of those games one game at a time and play them. And again, we knew what we were going against at the beginning of the year, but we also look at it too that those games won't be easy for those teams either. So they got a tough opponent they're going to go against too.
Deshaun.
Coach, you guys, one of the toughest run defenses in the country so far this season. Obviously, Clemson has a pretty potent rushing attack, and Hazel Kennedy back there. So what's going to be the key to you guys kind of slowing them down, and just what's the difficulty with facing a team like that?
Well, you got to do what we've been doing, shutting down the run. You know, we got to make sure we play great defense, great sound, gap sound defense, and do a great job of tackling. I think whenever it comes down to stopping the run, you got to be good at tackling. And a lot of times it's game tackling. You can't have a lot of one-on-one tackles. You got to get guys to the ball and get them down. You know, but for us, I mean, we're not going to necessarily change it because it's Clemson. We're going to play our defense and prepare our guys to play their very best against a talented football team, and understanding that we can't make the mistakes that we've been making and expect to beat a team like this. So we got to be on our A game, you know, but we're not going to change up everything just because of Clemson. We're going to go out and play football. They put on pass and look the same way our guys do. So it'll be fun.
Anything else for Coach? Always got to finish with our.
You talked about Zaquandre earlier, the passion he plays with and the energy, and then you have a lot of young guys like Corey Durkin who plays like that, Marvin. So what does that bring to the defense?
It's contagious. I think that's what you see when you see guys like that. It's like we always say, enthusiasm is contagious, and you can tell it's important to them. You know, we always taught our guys, you make plays, you should celebrate. You know, we did something, coach you up and try to get you to do it. I mean, I don't like when guys just walk away. I mean, it's tough to do it, so it's okay to celebrate, show a little emotion, and it's better to do it with your teammates. And all those guys play with that passion, and those guys you name, I can tell you, they all love football, and they all love competing, and it's great to see. And what you guys see on Saturday, the same thing we see in practice. You know, they make a play in practice. They same way what you love. I mean, no matter whether it's practice or game, they excited about making plays and what you call football players. And those are the guys we want to have on our football team.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
You guys have a great rest of the day,
Coach.
if you want to.